there's been few bands who've been as influential to so many different people and yet so polarizing at the same time. Wilco, and specifically frontman Jeff Tweedy, ever has, since the beginning, since 1994, 95, with their debut record AM, after the breakdown of Uncle Tupelo, Jeff went off and did his thing, and for the most part, it's been a wild success. So here's the thing about Wilco Records. Oh, hi, I'm Daryl. I'm your critic today. Welcome to episode 57 of Album a Day Online. This is the second review I'm recording today because I have been not doing as many as I should be for a show called Album a Day Online. Wilco, Star Wars, latest release from Jeff Tweedy and company. It came out near the end of the summer, August 30th, I believe, here in Canada, and it's available widely throughout Canada, but for whatever reason, it's only available as an import. Or at least it was when it first was released. So, back to Wilco, back to Jeff Tweedy and Wilco. For what Jeff does, there's never been a bad Wilco record. And this album is just under 34 minutes long, and I am reluctant to call it an album. It feels it feels more like an EP, but I think it speaks to the songwriting skills and the musicianship of this band that at the end of it, I feel like it's just as long and just as musically engaging as a record like A Ghost is Born or my personal favorite, Yankee Foxtrot Hotel. Yankee Foxtrot Hotel. The only bad record that Wilco's ever made, sorry, let me rephrase that. The only record that Wilco has ever made that just doesn't stand out is the very first record, AM. And it's funny, some people who were Uncle Tupelo fans and followed Jeff into Wilco insist that that's perhaps the only good record they've made. A lot of fans will say that maybe Being There, which was a very, very ambitious double album project, especially for a new band for their second record, and then into Summer Teeth. But for the last 15 years or so, say since 2000 with Yankee Foxtrot Hotel into Ghost is Born and then Wilco the album, it's been Wilco has been ever present in the alt rock, alt country, folk rock, whatever it is that they do scenes, but very still considered one of the most influential indie bands. Well, certainly ever. So, all that being said, all that being what it is, does a record that clocks in at just under 34 minutes, is it worth picking up? And again, if you're a Wilco fan, the answer is resoundingly yes. Of course it is. There is nothing on this record that disappoints. And the funny thing about Wilco records is that the songs predominantly sort of blend into each other, and that's been my assessment, and that is my assertion for every Wilco record. But that being said, there is nothing disappointing in any of the music that's being made. So while individual songs don't necessarily stand out, at first, second, third, fourth listens, there's always nuggets in there, and the beauty of a Wilco record is that it is one of the perfect soundtracks for a nice long drive. There is nothing that makes you skip any songs. And the same again can be said for something that is just under 34 minutes long. So, why is the album called Star Wars? I've seen nothing in the media that would indicate that. I've been through the lyrics several times over, and there's no allusions to the very popular sci-fi franchise. I'm wondering if it was just a clever way for the band to get randomly hit up on the internet by fans of Star Wars. Because if you type in Star Wars on Google in August and September, this was in the top 10 hits. And so I have to imagine that that caused a lot of people to go, what's this Wilco band that has an album called Star Wars? And I'm willing to bet that probably at least half those people clicked on a random song by Wilco and went, oh, that's not for me. I'm not interested. But, you know, of the 50% that did click on it and thought, okay, probably at least 10% of those people went, this is a band for me. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to purchase some songs or even an album by this band. And so I have to think naming it Star Wars is just brilliant marketing. Well done, guys. Well done. So, if you're a Wilco fan and you haven't picked this up yet, or if you were a Wilco fan and sort of just kind of strayed away and sort of gotten away from them, there's nothing I can tell you to recommend this record ahead of any others. If you're just getting into Wilco, or have heard a few songs here and there, I recommend, quite honestly, Yankee Foxtrot Hotel, or Being There. Being There was my introduction to Wilco, and it remains one of my favorite albums of the 1990s. So, Star Wars by Wilco. Is it good? Yes. Is it exceptional? No. Does it fit very well in the Wilco pantheon? And the answer is yes. So, my name's Daryl. Like, subscribe. Tell me what your favorite Wilco record is and why. And tell me why Impossible Germany is still one of my favorite songs by them of all time. Tell your friends to check out Wilco, and don't stop listening to new music. Don't stop discovering new music, and take time every day to just sit down in front of a nice pair of speakers or put some headphones on. Good headphones, not earbuds, unless they're good earbuds. And give yourself over to the power of music. We can set the night to music. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Set the night to music. My name's Daryl. I'll see you again another time.